Hi all, hope you've gone through the earlier videos on this channel, like making a voiceover PPT, recording lectures online, offline, uploading them on Drive, and all that stuff. So now it's time to share those lectures with your students. Oh, not on WhatsApp, but on Google Classroom, a place where you can share your lectures and assignments to your students, and they can submit their completed assignments to you, and you can evaluate them too. Isn't that great? So have a joyful learning.
Google Classroom. Okay, so let me just read through whatever I mentioned here. Formation of Google Classroom. It's possible on laptop or on phone also. On laptop, the prerequisites required are you are supposed to have a Gmail account of your own. And in case you have to do it on phone, then the prerequisites required are you again have to have a Gmail account of your own. And the second requirement is you need to have an app of Google Classroom on your own, on your phone. So in case you're doing it on laptop, you need not download the app of Google Classroom. Whereas if you're doing it, if you're forming the Google Classroom on your phone, then you need to have an app installed on your phone. So now, because I'm connected to my laptop, let me directly show you how to form a Google Classroom user. Let me just sign out from my that you will understand. Okay, so I select a new tab. On this tab, I'm going to type Google Classroom. The first option itself is Google Classroom, so I click on it. Yes, so it's the second one that I'm supposed to select, classroom.google.com. I'll be selecting this now. Now, once I click on Google Classroom, if you can see automatically that this window has come up, which itself means that to form a Google Classroom, you are expected to have a Google account. So I already have a Google account, so I'm going to click on it. I'm supposed to sign in. So once I sign in, let me tell you, my mailbox is not going to open because I have signed in through Google Classroom. So some other window has popped up now. In regular cases, if I would have signed in, then my email box would have popped up. But because I have signed in through Google Classroom, a different window has popped up now. If you can see already that on my Google Classroom, I have 3 classes. The first class is named as test. The second class is named as BXC-J division. And the third class is named as BXC-I division. So these are already formed, but I'm going to show you how to form a new Google Classroom. So for that, you have to go to the top. On the right hand side, you have a plus button. Is this visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Yes. So
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
this plus. Yes, ma'am. So this is the plus button. You are supposed to click on it. When you click, you get 2 options, as you can see, join class or create class. So if I am a student, I will be clicking on join class, whereas if I'm a teacher, I'll be clicking on create class. So because I'm a teacher, I'm going to click on create class now. When I click on it, such kind of a window has popped up. It is giving me a warning that I am not a part of any university or all those things, but it doesn't matter to us. I am supposed to just tick that I have read all the instructions and I then say continue. So I'm going to click on continue. Irrespective of whatever warning it has given you, you're just supposed to ignore it, tick on this option, and you're supposed to click on continue. Okay, so once I click on continue, this window has popped up. It says create class, the name of the class. Like for example, I say St. Ursula. Standard, maybe second. Section, let us say B. Subject, let us say maths. Room, it's not mandatory. Only the required field is the first field, that is the name of the class. So I have entered these 3 fields and then I say create. So I have a tab here at the bottom on the right hand side, which is named as create. So I click on it. The moment I click on it, Yes. So if you can see, this new window has been popped up. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Tell. Joshi ma'am, would you like to ask anything?
मला समजतंय पण
Continue with where I had left. So once I've created a class, if you can see, this window has popped up. It is named as St. Ursula Standard Second and the division is B. And below that, there is a third line. If you can see, the third line mentions class code, and the class code is K5TTVDN. So this is the class code, which is very important for all of us, because the way we had create class ka option, we also have a join class ka option for our students. So when our students are going to click on join class, then they will be asked about a class code. Our students are expected to enter this particular class code, which I have just highlighted here. So the class code is K5TTVDN. So this class code, you all can send it to your students on WhatsApp. Then when they will join the class, they will enter this class code and then they can join your class. So that's about creating a Google Classroom. Now let me show you the different options which are present in Google Classroom. If you can see at the top, there are four tabs here. The first tab is of stream. So this is the stream option. Here it's mentioned share something with your class. So I'm just going to click here. Maybe I can write down hi everyone, and I need to post it. So it's expected that you will be getting an option of post here. So I've mentioned hi everyone and I post it. So when I have posted, as you can see, the timing of my message, the time, that is 18:45. At this particular time, I have posted the message of hi everyone. Then the next, so which means that, yes, so the link which I had copied on PPT, if you remember, let me take you back to this PPT. So this is the link. I select this link, I copy this link, and then I go back to Google Classroom, share something with your class. I paste the link over here, and then I again say post. So if you all can see, the link which we had copied has already been posted here. Okay, so that's the way I share the link to all my students, provided all your students have already joined your class. And for them to join your class, as I said, they are expected to join the class with the help of this particular class code. So that's the way you share everything with your students. Now there is one more tab besides stream, if you can see, which is mentioned as classwork. So let me just click on this classwork. Okay, so you have this option create. I click on it. You have n number of options which have popped here: assignment, quiz, questions, whatever it is. So suppose I click on assignment. So when I click on assignment, then you can create an assignment. So suppose I have to give a title. So I just write down assignment number 1. And if I have to add my assignment, then there is an option here which mentions add. So I just click on add. Now you have these many links. Okay, so which means that if you have your assignment already on Google Drive, you can select it from Google Drive. If you have it on YouTube, you can select it from YouTube. But if I have to select a file from my laptop, then I click on this third option, that is file. When I click on this option file, then this window pops up. Then select files from your device. I click over here. Then this window of my laptop has opened up. Suppose this is assignment number 2. I select this, I say open, and then this assignment number 2 has come up here. I need to upload that. So at the bottom, there is a blue colored tab which mentions upload. I'm supposed to click on that. The moment I say, it has started uploading. And if you can see, assignment number 2.doc has already been uploaded over here. But then your task is not yet over, because you have to assign certain number of marks to it. So on the right hand side, you have this points. I don't want to assign 100 points. I want to assign just 20 points. So I can assign 20 points here. Then the due date, like you can select the due date that the students need to complete this assignment by 24th of April. So I select 24th of April. Time is optional. So 24th of April is the due date. Topic. Now the topic I can, because you have n number of lectures. So on what topic have you given the assignment? So for that I need to click on topic. Then this create topic option comes up. I need to write down, suppose it is on gas sensors. So I'll just write down the name of my topic, that is gas sensors. Then you have this option of rubric over here. Rubric means instructions. In what way are you expecting the students to solve your assignment? So in case you have any rubrics, you have to create those rubrics. But generally we don't give any advice, so we leave it as it is. And then once you are completely done with your assignment part, then you need to assign this assignment. So to assign this assignment, somewhere over here where you've uploaded assignment number 2, besides it, towards the right hand side, you have this option where students can view the file, students can edit the file and make a copy for each students. So you all only want the students to view the file. So you will select the first option, that is students can view the file. And once you have done that, then on this window on the right hand side top, you have this blue colored tab which is mentioned as assign. So you simply have to click on this assign button. Once you have done this, this window has popped up, which means that I already have given them an assignment which is called as gas sensors, and it is assignment number 1, and it is due on 24th of April. So this is the way that you're supposed to give assignment to your students on classwork. Then on the third tab, if you can see, I mean at the top you have these 4 tabs: stream, classwork, people and marks. I have told you about the first 2 tabs. Let me tell you about the third tab now, which is about people. So I click on this tab of people. So if you can see, teachers mentioned is Sonal Shirke, it's my name, and students. Right now under the students ka tab, I do not have anyone because no students have joined my class. So once students join my class, then you have those number of students mentioned over here. So that's the third tab. Then the fourth tab is of marks. There's nothing here. Why nothing? Because nobody has submitted the assignment. What I can do instead is, I can show you my other classes. So if you can see, there is a tab at the left hand side showing 3 parallel horizontal lines. So I click on that tab. If you can see, there are 4 classes here: St. Ursula, Test, BXC J division, BXC I division. So let me take you to BXC I division. So this tab of BXC I division has popped up. If you can see, these are the number of posts I've already sent to all my students. As you can see, I have given the links of all my lectures, which are pre-recorded. This is in the stream. Then if I go to classwork, I have given them these many assignments. So I've given them assignment on mobile communication, on AM and FM, wired and wireless communication, and all these things. Then if I go to people tab, yes, teachers, Sonal, and you have these many students. So if you can see that these many students are enrolled under this particular class, which is named as BXC I division. So that's about people. And then let me show you the fourth one, that is marks. Yes. So if you have given marks, then those marks will be visible here. If you haven't given marks, those marks will not be visible. So if you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 assignments that I've given. So in the last 2 assignments that I have given them marks, that is the reason those marks are visible. And in the earlier 4 assignments, I have not marked them, so it's not visible. That's the way you can see the marks. Hello, is this understood? I mean, is it very difficult?
No, ma'am.
Yes. So, like, if you have given classwork to your students, the question might be that if they have submitted the assignments, how can you evaluate those assignments? So for that, I need to go to classwork. Suppose I select one of my assignments, let us say AMFM. Okay, let me take you to the first assignment that I had given. Intro and motion sensors, assignment number 1. I click on it. When I click on it, if you can see that handed in. So handed in means that it is to 4 students that the assignment has gone. Sorry, I guess I made a mistake. Assigned, the second tab assigned, where it's 3 mentioned, it means that it has been assigned to 3 students. It was actually, let me tell you, suppose I take you to this mobile communication. Assignment number 3. No, I made a mistake. I should have told them like this. Yes. Okay. So for this mobile communication, handed in, number of students whom this actually is, let me tell you, there are different concepts. Handed in, assigned means to how many students have you assigned the assignment. So in case I have 60 students in my class, so the moment I assign the assignment, under assigned, I will be seeing a figure of 60. Then if out of 60 students, 48 students have submitted the assignment, then handed in means the number of students who have submitted their assignments. So assigned means simply to how many students I have submitted the assignment, and handed in means how many students have submitted their assignments to me. So yeah, completed the. So what this figure means here is that actually I had given 48 plus 22. I mean, the total adds up to 70. So I had assigned the assignment to 70 number of students. So out of 70, 48 number of students have submitted their assignments to me, and the rest 22 have not submitted their assignments to me. That is what this means. Has this is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Which means I have only 2 options here, handed and assigned. But there's no third option here, marked. Why not? Because I have not yet checked their assignment. So I'll just take you to an assignment which I've already checked. Maybe the second one, that is gas sensors, optical sensors. Yes. Here, if you can see. So marked. Below marked, you have a figure of 62, which means I have evaluated the assignments of 62 students.
Okay.
That is what it means. So in all, if you just add up 62, 5 and 3, so I had assigned it to 70 number of students, out of which that except 5. So assigned ke niche you have a 5 ka figure, which means except 5, all the other students had submitted the assignments. So 70 minus 5 gives me 65, and out of those 65 students, I have evaluated the assignments of 62 students, and I am yet to evaluate the assignments of 3 students where it is mentioned as handed in. That is what is the interpretation of all these 3 words. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So like, how do I evaluate the assignments? For evaluating, maybe I can just take you to this particular place of this particular assignment, handed in. So I click on handed in, because 22 students have not yet submitted their assignments. Only 48 students have submitted the assignments. So I click on the number 48. When this happens, if you can see, all these number of all those students who have submitted their assignments are visible over here. Then maybe I click on one of their assignments. So assignment is of the student named as, so I click on her assignment. Yes, so this is her handwritten assignment. So she had written this assignment Then she had taken a photo of this, she had converted into PDF, and then she has uploaded this assignment on Google Classroom. So I just go through this assignment, and depending on that, on the right side, I have a window for giving marks. Suppose I have to give her 25 marks, then I give 25 marks and I simply say return. So there is an option of return over here, which is marked in blue. When I say return, then she will be given with 25 marks. As of now, I don't want to assign any marks to her, so I just delete this. So that is the way that I am supposed to evaluate their assignments. And I guess that's all about Google Classroom. So like any doubts here? I guess this was too much of information for you people today.
Ma'am,